says upcoming. It's upcoming. Upcoming. Refresh. Refresh. We're here. We're here. We're muted.
Are we?
Chat. Bam. Boom. Did it.
Damn, sure beat me. And then I guess I wasn't saying anything. All right, whatever. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Wait.
I did it. I did it. Boys.
Sorry about that. I just got a huge message, dude. Just a huge message.
Hot off the presses.
The Dewey. First.
What's
to
up,
The chat.
bro?
And we're not doing tier lists today, so unfortunately we have a lot of movies to cover, so we're going to jump right on into this and get into it, and then hopefully make it to the Oscar announcements where we'll
Oh, we're already
brush through those.
screen sharing.
Over the Show, episode 85. Tubi, Nick D,
Whoa.
live from New York City, Jarvis Jerry.
Beep boo bop boo. That was the year Nick was born, 85.
Hell
Is there
yeah,
anything
baby.
special you would like to do this episode?
Really quick, let's just take 2 seconds. 1985 events. What went down in 85? I don't know any of this stuff. Reagan tax reform. So,
Nice.
85.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's some big stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
So maybe in the spirit of that, we'll get into some tax talk later tonight.
Wait, Nick, weren't you wait, didn't you have a clip you were sending or something?
Yeah, it's in the general thing if we want to start with that. Just as like a
play Nick's clip
little
for
exclamation
his
point.
for his 85. It's
Yeah,
his,
yeah.
it's his technically it's his weird birthday episode. And then me and
then
you
you guys are gonna have
two
to split
episodes from
one
now we'll
in,
get
like,
to
yeah.
Oh, well, of course it's a wrestling clip. Wow, that was brutal. Dude, that one I sent
Pretty
you
rough.
that one I sent you guys the other day with the car.
Yeah,
That was
for
wild.
real. Can we pull that up right
No,
quick?
no,
Is that
no,
handy here?
no.
All right,
I don't
yeah.
even know
We'll
if we
save that
should.
for next week.
That looked like the dude might have I don't know.
Died.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
I really like the move he did.
He's
That was, like,
fine. I'm
super
sure he's
cool.
fine.
That was insane.
The way he
That
did
like
it.
the
Like, what a cool. Oh, sorry, Dukes.
the dude has to be in on it to get that high there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's such like a dual athleticism. Like, that's just a great move. Like, everybody wins on that move.
Yeah, it's a fake out. There's no way he's the one guy's not whipping him in the air. He's like somehow projecting
then-
himself.
To be straight up like that,
Yeah.
like they create that like pendulum line. Like, yeah, that's synchronized. You know?
Yeah, that was crazy. It still probably sucked, but nonetheless.
Yeah. I wish I knew if those guys' names. We should chat them out, but we'll find out. We got the links
Teen
still.
Wolf, Rambo, The Goonies.
Hell yeah.
Commando, Goonies, Back to the Future. You got a lot of good movies going on there.
Yeah.
bruh.
Type out games. What do we got? Like, we got like Mario or something. Like, what's the big 85 game?
Yeah, whatever.
D&D.
D&D.
It's like
Right
board
on.
games. It's not even.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
85 is still pretty early. Okay.
Oh my gosh, what are we?
Good games.
Ping Pong King.
Commando. That's
Commando.
the. I don't even know if I don't know if that's the game I'm
Excite
thinking.
Bike. There you go. Excite
Oh,
Bike.
yeah.
Excite Bike. Hell
Nintendo-
yeah. One
yeah.
of the greats. One
Yeah,
of
Excite
the
Bike.
greats.
So the Nintendo came out.
No, it came out in '83, but I think it was the number
Oh,
one
that's the
selling game that
Sailors.
year.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, the Commodore, the IBM computers on the list.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, let's.
Rambo, Excite Bike, and Reagan tax reform.
What's
85.
this?
We're starting.
Hmm.
I read this book here.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
all right,
okay,
all right.
cool.
I didn't know what was going on, Jerry. You gotta. All right, jump right in. Okay,
have
so
we-
Jerry
have
read a
we
book.
abandoned-
Yeah, exactly.
Have we
I
abandoned the
read-
last series? Just really quick.
What?
The Sword and Fire? Are we done with Sword and Fire? We're now on Arkham the Scythe.
No, there's the second book came out of that one, but
Oh,
like
is
the
this
third,
more of
there's
that lady porn you've been reading?
no, no,
This
Okay.
is
no, no,
something
no,
different.
no, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a different one. This is a trilogy. I read the first book. It's a world where people don't die anymore, and they have scythes who go around and kill people.
But people don't die
Why?
There's no
anymore.
more.
It's like a
There's because there's no more natural death, but they need to like control
What's the scythe made of that
population.
is able to kill you?
nothing. They
Nothing
just
special?
great question. Great question.
um it's just a so if you die you go to the hospital, get revived, but if they kill you it's like, oh, you're not getting revived.
Okay.
Oh.
You're done and done if they kill you. Goes in the
And
record
so
addenda.
are we at the perspective of one of these scythe wielders, or is it someone running from the scythe wielders?
It's two apprentices. Apprenti.
Oh,
This sounds like some
Apprenti.
Star Wars shit here with these dark little apprentices and Siths and shit
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Yeah,
Scythes
yeah.
instead of
Robes.
lightsaber.
So-
Robes and shit, yeah.
Yeah. Karina said when she read it she kept in her head saying Sith
Mm.
Instead of scythe. Hell yeah,
yeah.
Sith. It still works.
That's what I
It's
feel
cool.
like, yeah.
That Neil
was cool.
Shusterman knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. He knew what he was doing.
I'll definitely finish the other two. Karina's read them all.
Cool.
She enjoyed them.
Right on.
Yeah, I liked it.
Of course you're reading
I'll
it. It
give
was
it-
on the
What
New
would you
York
give it?
bestsellers list, so Jared's got to read it.
Hell
I
yeah.
write that bestseller list, so I got to put my money where my mouth is.
Yeah.
You pay to live in New York. You read what's on that bestseller list.
Pretty much. It's like, what's the point if you're
Yeah.
not there?
Yeah.
If you're not doing that?
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
Addie reads
Good
everything
book,
on the Seattle list, the Seattle bestsellers list. Addie's all about it. Shout out,
Yeah.
Addie.
Shout out.
Nice. I'd give it a B. I'll say B, bordering
For the
C
first
plus,
book.
maybe. Yeah, exactly. Like, see
It
where
could grow
goes.
on you, yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool stuff happened. And
Scythe fights? Are there scythe fights?
no, they're not allowed to kill each other.
Only the person that's been
They can
voted
only-
out.
No, just random people, regular people.
Just at
Oh.
their discretion.
Oh.
Yeah, there's quotas that they can't
Yeah.
go past, and so they can do it however they want. Like one guy won't kill for like 2 months maybe, and then he'll go to like a shopping mall and like kill everybody, or like go on a plane and kill everybody.
Oh, they still have planes.
Yeah, there's still planes and trains and automobiles.
Is it supposed to be like funny? Like, who are you picturing in your head? Is it like John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell? Like,
Dude, you know what's
Is it like
crazy,
that
Nick T?
kind of vibe?
When you
Like
said
Riley.
funny, I immediately thought like, yeah, like Will Ferrell kind of vibes. That's interesting.
yeah.
Wow.
And he's like, "Oh my God, I need 40 more deaths by tomorrow," and it's like cue the surf music as he goes on a montage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay. Not that kind of vibe.
not
How long
that
was the
kind of
book?
vibe.
Like, what were we talking pages here?
I feel it was maybe like close to 500. I don't know.
Damn.
And there's 3 of them?
Forgive them. Could be less. I don't know. 443.
Not bad, Jerry.
Pages.
Not bad, Jerry. Not bad at all. I guess you had. All right.
Yeah. Books. We do books around here
Yeah,
sometimes.
sometimes we've
This
been.
Hell
one's
yeah.
one of 'em.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I finished
Book.
Blade Runner, but I forgot to put it in. Yeah, Scythe. I'm gonna check it out. Sounds
Check it
dope.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. We started this, so I'm not gonna talk long about it, but Karina watched it as a teenager. We're rewatching it now.
Who's that? Who's the lead? Female?
Nina Dobrev.
Oh, okay. No one I knew. That is not what I was going with. Okay.
That's a cool
Yeah.
name though, Nina Dobrev. Like that's a cool name.
Interesting. And how far
These
in
two
are
are
you?
brothers. I think we're on like the fourth season, couple episodes in, and there's maybe 9 or 8 seasons, something like that. So we're
Jesus.
like halfway.
Wow. This looks like
Spoiler:
straight. Yeah.
she leaves after season 6.
And then you just follow these
They
dudes
like, do
around.
they recast her or?
I don't know. What?
Oh yeah. I said,
Yeah,
do they
I don't know.
recast her or?
He doesn't know.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Okay, that's
Well,
interesting.
this guy does a lot of face acting. He
Did
moves his eyes and eyebrows a lot.
does
Act.
That's interesting. Did she leave because like was this like a that 70s show? Like I'm going to make better shit.
I don't know.
Spider-Man 2.
No, I think it was just like my contract ended at 6, so I'm out at 6. I feel it was very Steve Carell Office, just like
But he did
my
movies.
contract. I don't know. I don't know what she did.
We don't. All right, we'll dive into it later when you give us a full review.
Yeah,
We'll
exactly.
dive
Yeah,
into it
it
later.
was. I feel when she leaves, I'll look into it, but like I don't need to look into it right now.
Where are you at right now with the show, like rating wise?
I don't know. It's like maybe a C plus. It's funny. I like
Okay.
it for its comedy.
Okay.
Karina likes it. Likes
Yeah.
it.
Well, she has like childhood memories with it and stuff, right?
Yeah, but yeah, it's silly
Nostalgia.
and goofy and funny. Yeah, it's
Was
funny.
it CW?
Great question, Nick.
Probably
That was a
something like
great
that.
question, Nick. Was it
If I had to
CW? It
guess, I'd be
has the
like
vibes.
CW maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, dude,
Oh,
dude,
I saw
dude,
it.
dude,
I
dude.
saw it.
Yeah, Nick D. Nick D. Great call out.
It just
Where?
seemed like I was like, this is
Right
like
there, right? There's
at
the
the
logo's
bottom
right there
right of
on
the
the
trailer.
clips. I don't know why I'm saying right there and I'm
Bottom
pointing at a
right.
screen. It looks like I'm pointing
Right
like
there.
way over here because my screens are all.
It's kind of like where it is on
Yeah.
mine. Yeah. Exactly. It's that vibe. They
It seems like like
change the
Buffy.
rules all the time.
Hell yeah.
What was that one?
Just to keep
But
the
yeah,
plot going. Yeah.
What was the one that was pretty much this show, but it was on HBO and it was super True Blood.
True Blood. True Blood was
You
dope.
know, is
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna
I
say
actually hated it,
Nick
but
watched True
yeah,
Blood.
I know Nick liked it.
True Blood is like, like it's one of those things where you watch it at first to kind of mock it, and then by the end of it, you're like, oh, I'm like fully invested. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like I watched it just because it was silly, and the next thing I know, I'm like actually like, oh my god, I love Lafayette. Oh my god, I love Snooky. Snooky. I think it's Snooky.
Tucky.
Hmm.
Yeah. I really want to watch this. I was just telling Tubes before we started that I've almost started this like 4 or 5 times this week. Like I
We
go to it and I'm like,
we talked about this one though, did we not? Like maybe
I
you
think
had
I hadn't.
started it, Jer, but you hadn't
Yeah,
finished.
we hadn't finished it, and so we finished it, and yeah, ending. It's crazy. Like
Okay.
where it goes to is not what I expected at all.
awesome.
It's really good. Those three do a great job. I liked it. Definitely sat in my mind for a bit and thought about it for a few days. I enjoyed it. A lot of the reviews we've read didn't like it. They didn't like how it ended. But I enjoyed it. I would
Okay.
definitely check it out. 10 episodes.
What's your rating?
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Hour each. It was probably B plus.
Okay.
Like
It's an honest,
again, the ending
honest
is
answer.
a little jarring. But it's interesting to watch it all, to kind of watch this journey, and then you know the classic make what you want by the end of it. It's cool. It's funny. There's some funny parts.
Hmm.
I'll check it out. Showtime. So wherever you get Showtime,
I love Emma Stone.
might come with Apple Plus or something.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll look into that on the side. Um,
All right. So B. I definitely
B.
I'd be willing to check that out. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely do it because again, the ending was so interesting, and then just in getting there,
Hell yeah.
to where
Yeah.
it's
I'm
like,
gonna start
huh.
this.
Yeah, 10 episodes. So you could do it over over a month or whatever, or a few
Yeah.
2 weeks, whatever's reasonable.
I binge it. I could get through that.
I mean, yeah, you could also do it in a weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then, which I feel is what we did with this. We started it one Saturday morning or something, finished it by like Sunday night. Weird, interesting cartoon. The music is really cool. The episodes are so weird, where it's like the end of the world, but for whatever reason, people are still working. I don't remember why they're working though. But then like she goes off and does crazy adventures and it's super cool.
And this
Hell
is
yeah. I'm
Netflix.
unaware of this.
Yeah, Netflix. Preem
Art
put it
style
on.
looks really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. And I think they're yeah, it's only 5 hours long. So yeah, they're only 30-minute episodes, 20-minute episodes, whatever that is. Um so yeah, it's really cool to put a couple on and just sort of vibe out. Maybe play a little Switch, a little Pokemon game. I don't know. Go through your Pokemon cards, throw back to old episode
Pal.
chat.
Maybe boot up some Pal World. Watch a little. You know what I thought this was? Because I've never heard of the show. When you first brought this up, have you guys seen on Netflix that like it's like Carol and the puppy cat or puppy kitten dog or something like that? Like that also seems like a weird cartoon that's just like surreal and weird. Like yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna add that to my list.
uh in a weird way, this I don't know why, because it takes place on Earth and nothing that crazy happens. I don't know. I don't remember.
Mm,
A little bit of scavenger's reign in a weird way. Like it's
Really?
surreal. Just in a yeah, I don't know. It's surreal in a way, but like this is more cartoony.
Do you
I don't
think
know.
you think it's a one and
Again,
done?
yeah,
You can just
I
tell. I
would
mean,
think
I'm more sold on it
unless
if it's a one
at,
and done.
at least
does the
with these
world end?
characters,
Okay.
I think so. Again,
Okay.
that
Yeah.
at
Okay.
least it's a thing where these characters have closure.
Yeah. Yeah.
That so again, maybe they would do another season with other people or something.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Like
I'll
in
check
a
it out.
weird way, like Scavenger's Reign in a weird way felt isolated and lonely, and this does too, sort of in that same way, which I guess is why I say that. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Netflix. We're all about Netflix over here. Hire us,
Yeah. Yeah.
Netflix.
Sponsor us. Hire us.
All of it.
Buy
Yeah.
us out.
Yeah, there you
Give
go.
us a
Put us
deal. Yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
First live show on Netflix is us. Yeah, I would say this is maybe maybe an A.
Okay.
I'll go with a solid A. I enjoyed it. I
Hell
really
yeah.
enjoyed it. It
Hell
was
yeah.
cool.
Okay.
It was cool.
Hell yeah.
Again, it was a good vibe. We're a vibe type of review show here.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Review show here. Yeah, we are.
and yeah. The episodes were cool. They were cool.
Art style looks creepy too, and with that storyline and that
Yeah.
art style, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
It's got a
and
surfboard,
there
Addy.
was some good voices.
Tim Heidecker. Hell yeah.
Tim
Yeah,
Heidecker,
yeah.
Beth Grant.
um, Megan Mullally,
Hell yeah.
that guy.
Matt Walsh.
Matt Walsh.
Yeah, I definitely seen him in a
Yeah,
bunch of
yeah.
stuff.
James Urbaniak is great. I forget what I know him from, but he's great.
So yeah,
Y'all looking for her? Easy watch. Pop this bad boy on.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Hell
It's
yeah.
definitely worth a watch. It sounds like.
Um. Oh, grab this. this. Nick and I both watched this
Yeah.
separately,
BK watched it too.
different times.
Well,
Oh,
he's not in
too
chat,
bad.
but
Not
I
in the
know.
yeah.
chat.
He was. He could have been talking about it.
Yeah.
It was whatever for me, I feel, in the end.
It sounds like it's. And tell me if I'm wrong, Jerry. Just from the trailer and stuff, is it kind of like a White Lotus vibe?
Yeah, I definitely would categorize this into the like rich person horror movie genre that's
Mm-hmm.
like new now, where again it's like
We're seeing
they're
a
at
lot of.
a family's, summer home or whatever, and they're very wealthy in the English countryside or whatever. Um, so yeah, definitely White Lotus in that sense, but not in the same way. White Lotus is White Lotus. I don't know. What do you think of it, Nick?
I liked it. Like like I saw the trailer like, on Amazon right before we watched it. And so like the trailer is like not really what the movie is. It's like one of those things.
Okay,
So it's like
that's kind of
it's
cool though.
just yeah, it's like I feel like, you don't really want to even like talk too much about it, but I feel like it's just like crazy and it's just like absurd. And like as like I didn't like think about this before now, but it's like it's almost like Gone Girl. Like the more you watch it, you're like, what the fuck is happening? Like what like you know what I mean? Like it just changes
Uh,
throughout it. That it's like it's an interesting ride. Like it's like and you get to the end and you're just like, all right, it's like American Psycho or something, you know?
did
Nick doesn't
I
seem
didn't watch a
sold.
trailer.
I liked it, but it's one of those things. It's like, how do you even like talk about this? What'd you say, Jer?
I didn't watch a trailer,
Yeah, I
but
think
like
I do think it would be better to go in without watching a trailer.
I watched the
I do
trailer.
think
I
that'd be.
well,
Yep.
so as I say that, I have at some point before I read the like plot whatever synopsis. Um and then like halfway is like, "Oh, this is that movie that I had read about a while ago or whatever."
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Um but yeah, I don't know. Like stuff that happens in it feels like they were just like, let's do it to be shocking and stuff. Like the bathtub scene, like the sounds of
Y-
that scene were just like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god, this is just too
yeah.
much. This is so crazy.
And in
Um,
that sense, it reminds me of Beau is Afraid because it's like there's so much into this movie that like is meant to be like shocking, but it genuinely made me laugh. Like there's so much stuff that's
mm-hmm.
just like so funny because you're just like, what? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
and so it is like funny, but it's
But
right.
it's
It's
a
very
horror
edge
movie,
lord.
huh?
Yeah. Well,
I don't
I
know.
mean,
I
in the sense that
guess.
there's it's.
Like,
I mean,
sure.
in the same sense that like American Psycho is a horror. You know what I mean? It's
Um,
like
That's like a rape.
you know what I
That's a
mean?
did
Like
rape film.
did you
There's a lot of rape in
see
that movie, man. That's all.
yeah,
Whenever I think
yeah,
of that movie, I
Prom
just think of that.
yeah.
Promising Young Woman?
No, I never saw Promising
No,
Young
but
Woman.
I do want to see it now. Yeah.
So like
Oh
I like
wait,
this movie more.
wait a minute. Maybe I did see this.
Yeah, it came out in like 2020,
Ow! Oh my god.
where she like goes around pretending to be drunk at bars and making men pay for it.
Yeah, yeah, and like jacking them up, right?
I haven't
Like,
even heard of this.
yeah, yeah. No, I saw this
Yeah,
movie. I think we talked about this, did we not?
probably. I mean, probably at some point.
Yeah, this movie was actually pretty
But
badass.
so it's the same writer and director, and I like this
Oh
one a
no
lot more.
way.
Where the second one was just kind of like, I don't know, didn't do it for me. It's still fine, whatever. You could check it out. Felt long, but
And there's like a twist
I definitely
ending
like
in the end
this
of
one.
this, right? Like where, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I definitely like this one a lot more. If of the two, if somebody hasn't seen, definitely check out this one.
This movie was cool.
And
Yeah, I remember watching this.
yeah,
I think this
Is
was up
this
for
one like a comedy
Oscars.
too?
No, no. No,
No,
it's a very dark
this is
movie.
definitely a lot more thriller,
Okay.
psychological.
She pretends to be drunk at bars and like lets dudes try to take advantage of her, right? And then she's not
And
drunk,
like
and then she like,
fucks them up.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And
But it's like
then
super
yeah.
like realistic. It like the whole bar scenario with the
Hmm.
creepy dudes is done really well to where it's like it feels really creepy. Like you're watching this girl about to get raped. And if I'm not mistaken, spoilers on a movie from 4 years ago. The first time, Jer, right? You don't know that, right? Right? Doesn't the movie like start with
Yeah.
like her just like
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
you're kind of
Yeah,
just
it's
like
kind of like a
thrown
cold
into it?
open.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Wow. Sounds intense.
And then it builds.
Yeah, no,
There's
this,
there's more
yeah,
of a story too that builds up as it goes on. It was
Yeah. Yeah.
good,
exactly.
dude. I remember really liking that. I didn't realize. Okay, so this is the same dude or person. I shouldn't
Same
assume
lady.
dude. Lady.
Same
Okay.
lady.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's Midge in Barbie? She's in Barbie, but who is that character?
Midge is
Um,
the one that's
she was
pregnant.
like yeah,
Oh, okay.
She's the
That's
pregnant
funny.
Barbie, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
yeah.
That's cool.
We don't need to go down the Barbie trap. 'Cause we'll talk about that later with how they got robbed, but we'll get into that a little later.
Yeah, I would probably say Saltburn
Well, I'm
is
gonna watch
like
it now.
C, average.
I'm gonna watch it now. Now that, especially
Um,
now that I know it's that same person, writer and director, and I liked that other
yeah.
movie, I'll give it a shot for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Definitely just watch it. Don't you don't need to
I already saw
look
the
it up.
trailer. I see. Yeah, the trailer's playing right above. I saw this exact trailer, and Nick's. If I didn't even realize it was a dark movie. When you guys said you watched it, and then I watched this trailer, I was like, oh, another freaking. Because this trailer makes it feel really like White Lotus vibes. He's this wealthy guy, and he's gonna
Yeah.
bring back his buddy, and does his buddy end up dying or somebody else? Ooh, I was like, oh, White Lotus all over this, but it sounds like it's way more than that. Okay,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, all right.
yeah, again, it's a
It's
rich
just
person horror thriller
yeah.
movie, and this is their
Yeah.
version of it.
That and it wants you to have like preconceived notions on what kind of movie this is. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they could throw you a twist. Okay, and M Night
It
Shyamalan.
it 100%, 100%.
But yeah,
Shyamalan.
definitely check out the other one in addition to this. This is on Amazon. Is where we watched it, and yeah, it's free now.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
was
yeah.
the other reason. Um, yeah,
Addy,
yeah.
we want you to watch that and get back to us. So that doesn't sound like an easy watch, so you might want to stay away from it.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's a rough watch.
And then this is finally on HBO.
Yeah.
I binged this the other day when I
you're-
told you it was on there.
I know you're a piece of crap, Jared. I can't believe you already finished it. I haven't even started.
I'm on episode 7 or something, or maybe I'm on 8 now.
I don't want to hear either of your opinions on it because F you guys, but let me at least hear what your review is compared to other seasons. Like, where are you putting this?
I liked it.
I mean,
definitely.
I'm still in the middle. Like something really big just happened, so I'm like, oh, I got to see this play out. So I don't. It's good, but I don't know. Sorry for going.
Okay, something big
Yeah, I don't
happened.
know. I feel I liked it a little bit more than maybe like the last 2 seasons or whatever. This one felt a little bit more classic Rick and Morty.
Noticeable the voice changes?
Yeah, but not in a bad way. But like, I can hear it.
Oh, wow. I was not paying attention to that. I
Oh
guess
yeah,
I
yeah.
did not realize. Yeah.
Yeah, the voice.
Maybe.
Yeah, what's his name's gone.
Yeah.
He's straight.
Yeah. No.
He's straight
I
gone.
weirdly.
Yeah.
I'll have to listen to that again.
Because I feel like he's doing a great job. I feel like you can hear a difference, and then you can also hear a difference in like. Oh,
Can we see who it is? I'm sorry. Nick, go ahead. Continue.
You can hear a difference in like, I mean, like, I don't know, you know how like Justin Roiland would like drink or supposedly when he was recording it, like when like Morty or someone was like freaking out, there was like this genuine kind of like manicness to it, like this like crazy. And now during the season, there are times when like Morty's freaking out and it sounds like a Morty impression. It doesn't sound like a drunk guy freaking out in a booth. You know what I mean? And and again, like that could get better with time with acting and everything. This is the first season of a show, I imagine.
This is the dude,
If this is if this is that dude.
This is
Rick.
Rick.
Yeah, Rick Sanchez.
Oh, I thought it was the same guy for both. Okay, I've already got
No, it's
a
two different
misconception.
people.
Oh
Didn't know that.
wow, and
Didn't
and
know
and,
that.
and he used to do both, right?
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
like Mr. Poopy Butthole and
Yeah,
like a
he.
bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look right there. There was a bunch of different people now. Jerry, your ads are on fire tonight.
For a second there was like, oh, they're just batteries, and now it's like, oh,
Well,
the
at first it was
patents and
Disney Plus too, and I was like, oh, Jared's got Disney Plus, and that went away. Why are we looking at Christmas again?
But
What was the connection here?
I don't know. He was in it, and it's like, did Karina watch that? I don't know.
Okay.
Don't think so.
It's definitely like, at least from where I am, like halfway through, it's definitely a tighter season. Like it's definitely like there's a story this season. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like
I
fun.
don't know. I thought there was less
Well,
of that interweaving story, and it was a bit more just singular wacky stories.
and again, yeah, you got through it, baby. So yeah, again, I'm only on 7. I'm only on 7.
Interesting.
I don't know. It was cool. I enjoyed it. I liked it. Yeah, watch it, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
it. Now it's on
Yeah.
HBO. Yeah.
With such crazy
Yeah.
references, like
Deep cuts.
not even deep cuts, like just pop culture stuff, like that's like not even like, oh man, there was one in the episode that I just watched where they did like this one meme joke and like no attention to it at all. What was it? I don't even remember. It was so just like random where I'm like, oh, they didn't even take the second to make a joke out of it. It was just this visual thing right quick. And it's like, oh, that's funny.
Mhm.
Huh.
I'm drawing a blank on what though. Literally, I watched a couple today, a couple last night. It's good. Real good.
Yeah.
I
I'd
even
give
watched
it,
1 or 2 episodes of last season just to hear his voice, and then I went into this one, so I could hear the difference.
Yeah.
I had it like
I'm not
fresh in
gonna
my
do
head.
that.
In a while.
Yeah, I'm just gonna jump right in
Yeah,
and
like
see if I notice.
yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
thought I would give it an A. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, it's Rick and
I can
Morty.
see that.
Top notch.
See that.
So, yeah, it's always
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always a fun time.
I'm
Rick and
liking it.
Morty. Austin's favorite.
I'm liking it.
Let me. Tubes, you and I watched this.
Well, Nick
recently.
D
It's
spun
great.
us into watching
Yeah.
this. I don't know how much they spent on this movie, Jared. Can you see that real quick? Because I don't know if my comment has any validation of like it. What I'm trying to say is it looks really good, and it feels like it's like a low budget movie, but because a lot of it feels like it's at night when he's going out and stuff. We've talked about this movie before. He's a paralyzed guy. It takes place in like a cyberpunk world. He gets this surgery that enables him to like not be paralyzed, but he can't tell nobody that he's not paralyzed because the surgery's illegal or whatever the hell. So is that
Human
like
testing.
that seems like a cheap amount of money, right? Yeah, it made more than it.
$5 million, yeah.
$5 million's not bad, right? For a big budget like
Because
this.
it's RoboCop without the suit. So it's like if you don't spend all that money on making a suit, then yeah, $5 million.
It just
Yeah.
It visually it works. The images even of the town and stuff like that. The fact that the cars are self-driving, but the way that they do it's really clean. Like it doesn't seem like it's that far off from where we are now. Where like sometimes you see movies and they jump so far ahead, but not enough ahead to where it's like the technology's kind of what we have, but also not to where you're like that just doesn't seem like that's realistic. Where this has a real good vibe,
Grounded.
Grounded like imagery and stuff that you're like, okay, this kind of feels, legit.
Because it's never like it's not so future tech that it's like you're saying like where it's like game changing. It's still at the end of the day, it's just gunfights and like people move kind of faster now. Like they're not like it's not like the Matrix, like
Yeah. You know what's crazy too, Nick D? Just thinking like this Upgrade movie, and I know we're going to talk about this later because me and Nick D went to the movies last night and saw Cowboy Bebop the movie. Upgrade, honestly, a lot of that storyline is Cowboy Bebop the movie. The army dudes, they already have the stuff inside of them. They've gone rogue and stuff. That's the bad guy in Cowboy Bebop the movie. And then the
Yeah.
upgrade guy has to
Yeah,
fight
it's
him at
Um,
the end and has that whole combo with him. You know what I'm talking about, Nick D?
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like the similar vibe when Spike meets up with Homie on the top of the. And he's like, no, I need to do
yeah,
this, whatever, whatever. Like, I mean, there's obviously drastic differences. The wife in this, yada, yada.
yeah, yeah,
That whole
yeah,
scene
yeah.
with the wife, too, was real gnarly. Well done. Um, yeah, this is a cool movie.
when
Really
Oh yeah,
cool movie.
that,
Nick D,
that's,
great
that
recommendation.
parallels. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, there are some
Um,
from Fresh Cowboy
yeah, I'm like,
Bebop.
oh, yeah, I'm like, oh wow, you're totally right, totally right. Yeah, I like this movie. I should watch it again while it's streaming before it disappears.
Yeah.
And is it
yeah,
Michael
yeah,
Keaton?
yeah.
Who's the bad guy?
No, it's some random actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is there? Okay, for some reason I thought it was Michael Keaton.
It's that dude with the
Yeah,
mustache.
Okay.
Benedict Hardy.
spoiler.
Is that
I guess I guess not really. They
you?
very
You like
much
see
say
them like right at
who
the
it is.
intro when they kill
Yeah,
the
I was gonna
wife. That's
say
like
they.
the
Yeah,
beginning of the
it's like
movie.
yeah,
And this is like an
it's like yeah,
action film
that's
where
them
there is
actually.
no real spoilers. Like you're just following
No,
Homie while
not at
he's
all.
on the mission. There are some weird internal dialogues going on that's kind of interesting, but the movie's pretty basic and they didn't try to go too far with the idea, which I respect. Like that kind of gives it that grounded
It's
vibe.
also in a way which I haven't seen, so this is extremely accurate. Seems like a rated R violent non-suit version of Blue Beetle with the whole thing talking to him
Oh,
like, "Hey, let
dude,
me like take
A,
this,
over
a
and
little bit
like
of that
all
too.
you know."
I literally had that same thought. I literally had that same thought, dude. Blue Beetle vibes for sure.
Blue Beetle vibes for sure too, but like way gnarlier and different, dark.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah,
making a show of
simpler.
it. Like I don't know if it's HBO or someone's making a show of this.
Yeah,
Upgrade?
Yeah.
that's interesting. That's very interesting. In that set in that world.
I think I don't know for
Oh,
sure, but I
it's
think it's just Upgrade. I think they're just taking this idea
no.
and they're like, let's turn it into. Oh, maybe Darren knows.
I did read something about that. Some other sci-fi movie that I don't know. I'll go with the director that the director has worked on is like, oh yeah, these movies are in the same world. Um, and
Because it's
so
Blumhouse.
Saw. Wow, it's in
oh
the same
yeah,
world. Oh, is that what it is?
the new Invisible Man, yeah, like that world with so like that technology is in the same world as the movie
Oh,
we were just
what
upgrade.
a weird. Okay,
And he's making another one, like a third installment.
that would have been super
I
cool
don't
if he
know.
said it was Insidious, and
Mm.
that way you find out that all those ghosts are just nanobots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd give
What did he have to
Upgrade.
do with Aquaman? Oh, he's in Aquaman.
He's
What?
in Aquaman. He's in
If you
Aquaman.
scroll down, did it?
Wife man. And he's doing the new Green Hornet.
Wow.
Oh
Oh yeah,
wow.
upgrade TV series.
The
Does it
last
say
Green.
who's
I
doing
like
it?
the last Green Hornet. I mean, I'm not. I don't know if we need another Green Hornet.
What do you want me to say? He's in what now?
I thought I saw Aquaman. Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Cargo
there
pilot.
you go, cargo pilot. Yeah.
Interesting. I'd give Upgrade a definitely an A. I enjoyed it. Just a flat A. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go A plus. It's just it's nothing. You know, it easily could be a B. It's nothing super special, but it was just well done. And homie that plays the main role, who you're really with the whole entire movie, does a great job, and
Yeah,
that works.
for sure.
Yeah. I've been meaning to watch this for a minute, so
Yeah,
to
since that
finally
D told me
watch
about
it
it. Yeah,
is rewarding. Oh, Prometheus.
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's the husband.
that's right. With the eye,
Yeah.
totally.
Yep.
I didn't even think of that. He
Yep.
is. He is the
And he's
husband
in
with the
Devil.
eye.
That's cool.
That's crazy.
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Homecoming. Oh,
Yeah,
he's the
yeah,
original Shocker.
yeah.
That's cool.
He gets killed by Michael Keaton.
Hell yeah.
Spoiler.
I thought it was on stun or something.
And he throws it to the other dude. Because you're the shocker now.
Okay.
Across the universe.
All right. What do we got next, Jerry?
Nick
Chat,
watched this
you're on fire
recently.
tonight, chat. Thank you.
I watched it a while ago, but Nick watched it recently. We're talking about it now, so everybody's caught.
It's good. It's another knock at the cabin and leave the world behind.
Yeah, we talked about this recently, right? Like last month or so.
Probably around the spooky time, if anything.
Okay.
Is when I probably watched it around Halloween or something, maybe. Definitely the end of last year and recently.
Yeah, like I think it's it's another one of those stories. I think this one's a little bit more. It's a little more serious and intense than Knock at the Cabin.
Okay.
I guess there's a twist. I don't know if you'd consider that a twist at the end, or rather than just something is revealed. So yeah, like I don't know if you like these kind of horror movies, like Joel Edgerton, Uncle Owen, he's great in it. Yeah. Again, all vibe, all camera work of like, it's like three people in a hallway with flashlights and shotguns, all aimed at a door for like 5 minutes. A lot of those kind of scenes. End of the world, but you don't know why it's the end of the world. And really even what that means, other than they were out on the freeway and they didn't see anyone. Yeah, it's good. I'd give it
Part
a
2.
Skinamarink Part 2 with guns. Skinamarink with guns.
That's what this movie is,
yeah,
though.
I'd
Is
give
they're
it
out on the freeway and they don't see anyone, and then just shit hits them.
that's just one line of dialogue. That's just like the whole
They're in
like
the house the entire time.
yeah,
It's like
like
two
sometimes they're in the
families
yard.
sharing a
Yeah,
cabin. Yeah.
Oh, so this is just like even that other movie that we're gonna talk about a little bit later.
Exactly. It's literally the same plot, but this one
Is more dark.
it's claustrophobic and like literally dark. There's lots of scenes in dark rooms like this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like.
So yeah, I'd give it a solid B. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might have to check that out.
Yeah. Just quickly see where it was streaming.
There's definitely it doesn't answer questions. It definitely like proposes things, and then you're like, oh, what's going on with that? And never give you an answer. Not even going back to that. It's
Okay.
like, oh, all right.
I kind of hate that, but okay.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of makes it mysterious, but then you're like, yeah, but what about what happened in the woods? Like Crow. This movie's amazing as always. I haven't seen this movie in a minute.
Yeah, I haven't
but
watched
this movie holds up.
It holds up, Nick?
Yeah. It holds up because it's like a little time capsule where it's just like the architecture of like Detroit, like the way they use models to like have the camera pan around, and it's just like a little diorama of Detroit, and everything feels all Tim Burton-y, big windows and like cool like rooftops and shit. Like he's amazing, the dude from Nope, and what else is he in? And it's dark. Oh my god! Like this, it's one of those things where it's like it's crazy that we're like, what year did this come out, Jer? That we were into this at whatever age.
94. I was 7.
Yeah, like
Love this.
This movie's hardcore. Yeah, this movie is hardcore. Anyone in chat, if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and watch The Crow. It's on.
That's Miramax and Dimension. Yeah, wow.
And the second
killer soundtrack from the 90s. Yeah,
I don't remember the second one at all. I remember this one pretty well because I think I've watched it
watch the second
not that long ago, like
the
probably 10
Skarsgård
years
one is this year. That's kind of why I watched this.
Yeah, I'd like to watch these. Is it just 1 and 2, Nick or Jared? Do they go further or just 1 and 2?
There's like 3 and 4, but I don't think I've seen them. There's one with Ed Furlong.
I've seen them all. The third one has Kirsten Dunst in it.
Oh.
And he has like a big, like puffy jacket. They got some cool jackets in them. If you're into jackets, that's definitely a reason to dusters and.
Is the last one in 2000? Oh no, that's the third
one.
Oh,
dude, I have seen the third one. I have seen this one. It's like, oh wow, I completely forgot about this one.
That dude does not look like the Crow, though.
Yeah, it's a whole different vibe. It was more like Jokery.
Wait, what?
It
What
was
is
still
this guy from?
Dimension.
Let me see some. Why does this guy look familiar? Resident Evil,
Resident
Cruel
Evil. Welcome to
Intention.
the Dollhouse. Great.
Welcome to Christmas. Signed, sealed, delivered from my heart. 1 in a million.
Yeah,
Lost without
what?
you. High
There's
ground.
so
You know,
many.
these
Oh
just
my
I bet
god.
classic
that's
Hallmark
I bet that's like a
films.
Hallmark
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I don't know what I know this guy from. Ugly Betty. There we
That's probably
go.
it.
85
Figured
episodes.
it
Probably it.
out.
Yeah. All right, so The Crow.
Um,
Nick D, I mean, that's an all-time classic. I'm sure you're going to S tier to this sucker, right? Especially the
Exactly,
first one.
exactly. Especially the first one.
yes.
The imagery alone was
R.I.P.
classic.
Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Oh, yeah,
story for
this
that movie
right?
and the fact that they finished it and it was still pretty good is just like the ultimate story.
And it's definitely not a this trailer almost makes you want to think that this is like a spooky goth
That
superhero
was the
movie. Like
second one.
definitely don't be like watching this with like your parents and shit. Like this movie's crazy. Like very
Or
intense
young
movie at times where
children.
you're just like, yeah,
Eh,
exactly,
I
exactly.
don't
It's
know.
like
I was
should have
7. I was fine.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I was a kid and loved it. So it's like but
Yeah,
just
but
know that like
maybe
don't have
that
this on
you
full volume. They're gonna be screaming crazy shit.
yeah. Was Iggy
A
Pop in
lot
one
of
of them?
crazy lines.
I saw Jerry. He was in like the third
He
one
is I think that's two.
Uh,
or two.
is it not this one?
Is it not? Well,
May-
I
Maybe it
don't think he's
is.
in this.
No, you just had it on
Could
screen a
actually be
second
2.
ago.
Then it's probably 2.
It's two. Yeah. Nick, you got the box set of these? Like, what's up with the Blu-ray box set?
No, I don't even know if they do that. Let me see.
Yeah.
Or 4K or
2.
something.
Two. Okay.
2's
Interesting.
cool. 2's really cool. I read the book
Two's
of 2.
really cool. Yeah, seriously. I think it's still floating around here somewhere. I think I've still got that.
I've seen two. Wait, have I seen two?
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks now seeing this, I'm like, it looks familiar.
It's got
Where
a
like there's
really
like a
weird vibe.
motorcycle scene, like a motorcycle chase in it.
Isn't the yellow Power Ranger in this movie?
Uh,
Twee Tran? Twee?
Yeah,
Yeah. The yellow Power Ranger was in this movie before she passed away.
oh, she passed away.
Car accident or something.
That's crazy, Nick D. That was such a random call out. You're like, isn't the yellow Power Ranger? Yep, there she is.
That
Oh yeah.
I
Also,
remember that
she died.
because I remember
Yeah.
loving Power Rangers at this time, and I remember like the Crow came out, and it's like that was the last thing you'll ever see the yellow Power Ranger in.
Wow. So she.
Like that was like a thing.
So.
Wow, 3 years.
In
Okay.
the second movie, another person, not on set, obviously, but another actor in the second movie also dies, and that's their last film.
Later.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's interesting
Later.
that it's both like
Ye-
two different people's their
The
last
Curse
films
of-
was
Curse
1
of
and
the
2
Crow,
of the
yeah.
Crow.
Yeah,
Young up and coming
Yes.
actors. Young up and coming actors. Yeah, I mean, the yellow Power
5
Ranger.
years later.
The yellow Power. She dies 5 years later.
Martial artist.
She
Martial
died in
artist.
2001.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
so she
Okay.
just stopped
Yeah,
acting
she-
after the
yeah.
Crow.
Yeah, she didn't die.
She's
around.
like she
Oh.
peaked.
Oh,
She was like, you're not
yeah.
gonna be.
she did the
Roasting
Crow
me.
and then just called it the quits, then died 5 years later. Oh yeah, that's not as interesting at all. All right, get off of this. Next subject.
The Crow 3.
And you guys went to the theater and saw this?
Oh yeah, fantastic. S tier, 100%. Nothing even talk about with this one, boys and girls. It's an S tier. If you haven't seen it, you're stupid. And that's it.
It's just like a really good long episode. Takes place in between 22 and 23.
But you
hell
don't.
good.
I don't think you need to see the show too at the same time. Like you could probably watch this, and like the way it starts, and they mention numerous times, "Oh, we're bounty hunters," which is kind of like how like they do
Yeah.
that in the first episode of the show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you've never seen Cowboy Bebop ever before, I think you could hop in this one, and because it's like a self-contained storyline, like it's like a one-off mission. Like Nick D even said
Yeah.
this. At the end of the movie, spoilers, they don't get the money, right? And that makes sense because if they had gotten the money, the following episode would be weird because they would have had a huge payout
They would have been
that they
all
never
geared up
referenced.
and had
Yeah.
food and
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be all dire straits like it is at the end of the season. So it's like you kind of know that like nothing's gonna happen if you've seen the show.
Yeah. But at the same time, it also makes the movie magical because it's like self-contained
Yeah,
little pocket
yeah,
thing. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed it. I'd never seen it before.
yeah, yeah.
That was my first time seeing it. Um,
I haven't seen it since high school.
Nick D obviously turned me on to Cowboy Bebop. That was one of my favorite animes I've watched so far. And then on top of that, then go to the theater and see the movie. Really cool. I don't think it's playing anymore,
Yeah,
Jer.
so dope.
Don't tell me
It was
how to
Sunday,
live.
Monday, Tuesday.
I bet it's on Crunchyroll.
Oh, so it is playing, Jer?
My laugh. I don't think so. Because I can't like change the day.
Wait, click on the poster. See if it has
Yeah.
dates on the poster. The poster?
January 21st through 3rd. Oh, so
23rd, yeah.
today would have been the 7:30 shows were the last one. Thanks, bros.
Oh, buddy.
Well, what's weird is that me and Nick, like, I guess, yeah, it's our bad, but me and Nick D, we, every movie
And
we
you watched it with
see,
subtitles?
no, it was the English
No,
cast.
it's English cast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
everybody from
awesome,
the show.
awesome. That was also what made it. So it was like a missing episode. It was a long missing episode of the show I never seen before, and we got to go to the theater and check it out. And so I was stoked.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really enjoyed it, dude. Packed theater too, dude. Packed theater. The
Mm.
only seats that were
Yeah.
open were the front 2 rows. Everything
Yeah,
else
yeah.
in the upper zone was taken. Very eclectic age, race, whole 9 yards. It was very weird. Because me and Nick were talking on the way
Everybody came
there.
out. Yeah.
We thought it was going to be a bunch of like doppelgangers of ourselves, just a bro down. And it was definitely not a
Yeah,
bro
yeah.
down. A lot of ladies in there. It was very interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
We were the only 2
Representing.
creepy white guys up in there,
Yeah,
bearded up.
No.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Spike's,
Yeah. We filled that void.
Spike's security.
Yeah.
exactly. That quota.
Yeah. Awesome movie. I don't want to go too into it because I think everyone should check it out because if you like cool like bounty hunter spy storylines, like it's an awesome one.
Yeah, yeah.
And Spike's just like
Yeah.
Spike's just such a badass. I always forget and then when you see something like this, you're like, oh yeah,
He's the anime goat.
he's so
anime
cool.
goat.
He comes across like a badass. The music in this one isn't as good as because the music really is what not makes the show, but is really special in the original show. And I said that was the first thing I said to Nick, and Nick said it's the same band, right, Nick? But it just they had
Yeah.
a long in between time, and their sound had changed.
Yeah,
Mm.
like it feels. Whereas like Tubes, you said, which is so true. Like Cowboy Bebop feels retro. This is all like, and this feels retro now. But the soundtrack is all like very like early 2000 sounding. So
Mhm.
it doesn't have that like throwback feel of Cowboy Bebop. It feels very like high school to me when you're listening to those songs. It's like, oh, that's so weird. Like
They do
that
throw in a
this
couple
is
of the
the
jazzy
tone
tracks though. There's a
for
couple.
sure.
There's a
For
couple
sure.
like Spike fight scenes that they're like, oh, throw in the
Yeah.
classic like,
Yeah.
like jazzy little numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I also have to say, Nick's it does feel like a really long episode, which is awesome. But there are some scenes in that they filmed or like added digital effects or something to make them feel bigger. That this definitely still, in my opinion, had a movie vibe to it. Nonetheless, it is a long
Yeah.
episode, but there's
For
a few
sure.
little like just like
There's
shots.
just way more
I
money
can't
put into
explain
it.
it. Yeah. Just like they do like a little like 3-dimensional like angle-y thing that they didn't do in the shows. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did that.
It's
in
all
both
over the
Burgers
place.
movies, I feel.
You go to Paris, you go to Morocco, you go to New York.
Simpsons too, Jerry. They always kind of do something like that where they're like, well,
Yeah.
we got to make sure you feel like it's a movie.
Yeah, Family Guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I give it an S. Really enjoyed it.
For sure.
Nice.
Everyone should go see it. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll have to find it. Crunchyroll.
Yeah, yeah.
Your brother, don't you have a Nick?
Yeah, I've got the DVD, so if nothing else, I can send it to you.
Or next time you come out, Jerry?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now talk
You
about
guys.
S tier.
Oh my goodness gracious. My wife.
Yeah. So next year's Oscars and Academy Awards, look out, folks.
Highlight of this movie, and I think Nick D will agree with me. I even did a little clap thing. I know I got a smile out of Nick D when I did it. Midway in the movie, he what Johnny Depp's
Arthur.
ex-wife. What's Johnny Depp's
Mara.
Amber Heard.
Amber Heard is getting jacked up by Black Manis, right? And dude, Aquaman comes out.
Laser.
Yeah, Aquaman comes out of nowhere and he just yells, "My wife!" It's like that. He's riding this, the freaking seahorse, and dude, it's hilarious. And then later in the movie here, these are the two highlights of this film. She's involved again. This time, Junior has been stolen. And she screams, "Junior!" And it's just like this weird.
Literally just Junior.
Well,
And then he screams, "My son! Let go of my son!"
freaking
Like he's just
Boba Fett's dying, kinda, or I don't think he dies, but he's like, Grandpa was because remember in the Aquaman series, Boba Fett is Aquaman's dad. I forgot about that until we went and saw it.
yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
And I genuinely don't remember if he dies. I'm like, oh yeah, how does that even end with him? I don't remember.
No, I think they show him in the end, and they're
Do
like,
they?
everything's
Okay.
good. You know,
Okay.
it's one of those
Okay.
endings too, where you're like the huge fight scenes and all
Yeah.
this, and at the end, it's like, and Aquaman wins again. They didn't
Yeah,
hit.
yeah.
They definitely didn't hit at another one though. It kind of just ends. Now thinking back on it, Nick, it kind of
Yeah.
just like, and that's that.
Yeah.
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 That's right. They do. They steal the Iron Man ending from Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
He
What do you
does.
mean?
He does the "I'm Aquaman"
Just a
in front of
little-
the. That's it right there. He's doing the
He's
Iron
just kinda
Man from Iron
talking to
Man 1,
the- Yeah.
Huh.
and it ends. You know how in the credits of Iron Man 1, it's like I am Iron Man in front of the whole, and then it like ACDC credits. It was kind of like
Yeah.
that.
That's weird that spoiler, Ben Affleck is not in this movie. That's weird.
Well,
that they
dude,
just showed
Ben
a picture of
Affleck.
him.
Dude, they ripped this movie apart like 10 times. So
Yeah,
Ben
yeah.
Affleck was
Could've
obviously
been.
in the movie, but it didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
And
That sucks.
that's the thing too, Jerry, when you're watching this, I don't know if Nick D would agree with me. You could kind of feel that this movie has been chopped up many a times.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
That we're seeing some alternate version of what originally was made.
Yeah.
The only my last statement, Nick D, if you got anything, please, is the fact that Jason Momoa has the ability to tell Warner Brother, "Hey, I'm gonna ride a motorcycle in this movie, even though it has nothing to do with Aquaman at all. I like motorcycles right now, and that's what I'm into. And I'm rocking this Harley, and I'm gonna spin donuts." With my son supposedly in my arm or whatever. It's super wild.
And it's gonna be my wardrobe.
Yeah,
Like,
and
not gonna be
I'm just
putting
wearing.
Yeah.
He also drinks a real beer in the movie, and you could tell it's a real beer because him and I pointed this out to Nick D because I was baffled by it. Him and Boba Fett open beers, and they clank them together, and then Boba Fett just drinks his because it's probably water because they're on a movie set. But Jason Momoa's actually foams up, and he has to blow it off. And he it's almost like he wanted to look at the camera and smile and be like, "Yeah, I'm drinking a real beer." It's just like this weird moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my Aquaman review in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Like it's like I don't know. Movie wise, it was just whatever. Like I can't. It's a C. Like I don't want to say
like,
it's a
not
D. Like it's just a C.
Yeah. Like it's not a bad movie. It's just I feel like this probably would have been a good Aquaman movie like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it's like, it's just like kind of the same thing where it is just like you're just like, Well, okay.
It feels like a superhero film from late 2000s, early 2010.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Right
yeah,
down
yeah.
the middle. It seems pretty safe. They're like, we know you like Momoa, so here. It's like it's just that kind of vibe. The co-star, I always forget that dude's name, but he's also great in it.
Patrick Wilson.
Like, yeah, Patrick Wilson. He does a great job as the bad guy, or as the partner of the bad guy's Black
He
Mantis,
was
who
black.
was
He was black
awesome.
bad guy in the last one. He was the bad guy in the last one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And Black Manis, I feel like he kind of got scarecrowed. Where like he's not like there's other stuff even go. I don't know. Like it feels like he was the bad guy kind of in the first one, and even in this one, he's the bad guy. But they don't let him like really like eat up the scenery and be the bad guy. There's all this other kind of
yeah,
stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they didn't let Black Manis
for sure.
Hmm.
be like I'm Black Manis. They tried to, but they kind of like, in my opinion, they kind of half-assed it.
Because like Black Mantis
Hmm.
was in service to the Ghost, rather than just being a Black Mantis story.
Totally, Nick D.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it's
Yeah.
like Black Mantis is just kind of like a tool. Like yeah,
So it's like like just like
yeah,
Scarecrow in Dark Knight. It's like he's there, but he's not being utilized as his own like scary villain. And they kind of like, because of
yeah,
that the movie doesn't feel, there's no real like, I don't know, thing that like it's the whole time you're like Aquaman's getting out of this situation. There's no way, like nothing's
yeah,
happening.
yeah.
Hmm.
And Homie
Yeah.
he does a good job as Black Manta. Like it's not bad.
Yeah, for sure. And that's crazy. He's gonna be Wonder Man. That's awesome.
And dude,
My
keep
my
forgetting
buddy John, Wonder Man was one of his favorites.
Martin Short is the Kingfish character. I keep forgetting that,
Mm,
which is
yeah, yeah.
just effing bizarro, and they definitely don't play that up. Yeah, I mean, Nick, what do you think? See,
Yeah, like I feel like for like a buddy cop adventure movie, like it's really not bad. Like I haven't seen any of those like Netflix kind of like Kevin Hart, Ryan Reynolds, and The Rock, or like it's like those kind of movies, and I feel like I'm like, oh, I bet it's a good one of those kind of like swashbuckling uh movies that you get every now and then. And so it's like, yeah, I think it's a good movie. I think if it wasn't Aquaman, I think this movie would have done better, just because it's not tied to the
Hmm.
Snyderverse is all I mean by that. Like, yeah, but is it anything like crazy? Like, no, like it's just a down the middle action movie. Yeah, like see,
yeah,
weird that this is officially the last thing in the Snyderverse. Like that was it. We're done.
mhm.
Wow, wow. Now we just have Rebel Moon.
Dude, put that bed to rest, dude. That we don't need no more of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I like when I say C two, I'm being kind to it because it's just like, yeah, it wasn't like I never got pissed off at it, and and partially that has to do with Jason Momoa just being like, he just has a way about him that you're like, yeah, I kind of like this dude.
yeah.
And he's just cool and he's
So
doing his
what
thing.
what was the best Snyderverse sequel? Wasn't Wonder Woman,
It was
Aquaman. Are we
Flash.
counting Batman or
It was
Superman as
Flash.
a?
100% it was Flash. It's not even debatable.
But is Flash even a sequel? Flash is kind of its own thing. Like that's like
I
the
don't know, but
Flash's lump.
if it's in this, if that's in the Snyderverse, then my answer is
Would you
Flash.
think that's the? Do you think that's the best Snyderverse movie? The Flash,
Out of all the movies, no,
out of all of them.
dude, you know, like Batman versus Superman, it, that movie, I swear to God, if it was two separate movies, could have been good. I've always said
Yeah,
this. I've always said this, and
yeah,
I'm not moving my ground. But no, yeah, it might be Flash. It might be the best Snyderverse film. It's definitely not Justice League. That was just like
yeah.
even the long cut.
I I almost think my favorite's Batman versus Superman.
I mean, Nick, that's why I threw it out there. I'm like,
Yeah,
there's a few
yeah,
scenes in it where you're like, dude, that's awesome looking and stuff. Like, I kind of wanted to see
yeah.
that, and I love that storyline of
But you're
Batman
right.
versus
The whole
Superman.
the
That's the real Dark Knight, and I love that storyline.
yeah. But yeah, the Flash and Aquaman and Blue Beetle.
Oh,
Like that's it.
Shazam,
We wrapped it up.
Shazam! I really like the first one. The first Shazam was
I
really
still have to
good.
see the first one. I've still only seen the second one. I got to see the. Is that? I think that's literally the only
Oh,
one I haven't seen.
and James Gunn's The
Oh, and I haven't
Suicide
seen
Squad.
84.
84
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not good.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad was good. Like the Suicide Squad was
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Prey was fine.
It was
I
all
didn't
right.
like. hated or
The ending kind of
anything.
blew, dude. At the end when they're on the that pier, I kind of lost me there, to be honest.
Yeah.
What movie? What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
it is.
Birds of Prey.
Oh, Birds of Prey. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I only saw that movie once.
Yeah.
I should watch that movie
Um,
again just to watch it again. Like I
Hmm.
only saw it in the theaters once.
it is funny with like, oh my god, Flash movie, blah 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 blah. I was very anti-Flash, and it probably is top 3 for me. of
It is.
the
It is,
ones
dude.
that
Dude.
were
That's
the
funny.
best.
That's
It,
funny.
it,
The first Wonder Woman is good. I do really like the
it's all
first Wonder
right.
Woman.
It was all
Um,
right. I didn't think it was anything
out of these
special.
movies, that's for sure, doing it for me. I guess Man of Steel. I don't know. That
Still
was
haven't seen
just
it.
they tried to do
I
too
really like
much.
that.
Still haven't
Yeah.
seen
The
that
first
one.
two
That's
I
like
mean,
the
yeah,
one I haven't
they
seen.
did way too much, but I feel like it's the most realized because it's the first one, and you can tell he's really trying, and it's the most like energy put into it out of all of them. Well, I mean, not counting the ones that not directed by him. That's not fair to say. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get off the Snyderverse.
and
Actually,
then
Um,
and then I have not seen anything of Rebel Moon. If that's what's next,
yeah,
are
take
we even
us.
talking about that?
Yeah, let's take us into that because that is the next Snyder thing.
no,
I'll be quick with what I have to say about it.
no, dog.
Go to Lyft. All right,
I
Lyft.
have an order.
All right, Jerry. Fine. I watched
This,
this.
this is the one that's like John Wick.
No, this is like Italian Job. This is straight.
Italian. That's what
This
I
is
meant.
straight
This
up.
is
That's
the
what I meant.
heist begins at 40,000 feet.
This is Italian Job, Jerry,
Mm.
with Kevin Hart as Mark Wahlberg. 100%. Not 100%. Like
Hell yeah.
it has to do with planes and stuff. But it's
200%.
but
Okay,
like
so even more. Yep.
he's like the robber guy,
What?
and
What? I'm already intrigued with this.
it's a plane upside down.
Yep.
He's like the robber guy, and like yeah, they got what's his name's in it too, Kingpin. Um, it's not bad.
Hey,
It's just not
almost.
great. Like it's a solid B minus kind of vibe. Because it's not like it's kind of fun and like you're like it's kind of a whatever movie, like it's not super serious. Kevin Hart's kind of cracking jokes, but they are doing like this mission thing. There is this whole thing with NFTs that I was kind of like, NFTs, gross, but you kind of almost forget about it because that is like they're like
That's what they're stealing.
at some point they are. I don't want to give too many
Yeah.
spoilers, but there is in the beginning, and then it kind of gets brought back up later. Because like it's one of those classic movies where like the beginning, you're thrown immediately in, and they're already doing a heist,
Mm-hmm. Mid heist, yeah.
and then like late the FBI catches them, and they're like, "We need you to help us, or else we're gonna crack you for these heists that you've been up to," and then the real movie begins.
Mm,
Where he's now helping the FBI to clean their records, or else they're gonna like bust him. And that's like the chick that they show a bunch of shots with him and her. Um,
Is that the gal from Barbarian?
I don't know. I mean, if you're looking for
I think it might be.
an easy watch to do, this is a perfect easy watch. Like, yeah, and Vincent Kingpin.
An offer you.
an
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
offer.
he's great. He's funny in it.
He's the
He
best.
plays a different kind of character that you don't usually see him. He's not being super like. He's kind of more laid back in this.
Yeah.
He's part of Kevin Hart's team. Um, yeah.
Oh, Loki.
Oh,
That's what it was.
she's the lady. Yeah, I know exactly who she is. That's right. Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's got what's his name? Man behind the chair from Spider-Man. Spider-Man's best friend.
Oh,
He's right
yes,
there.
Jacob. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Babylon.
Yeah, Jacob. Yeah. Yeah. See.
Dope.
Or did I say B? B, C.
Hour 47.
B, C. Yeah, the timing's not bad too.
Talking about timing.
Oh wow, we're into this. This was one of the longest movies I've watched. It felt like one of the longest movies. Well, since Oppenheimer. It's a great film with a very interesting story, just like Oppenheimer, because it's a period piece based around true events, yada yada yada. I think this they're like maybe I haven't super looked into it, but maybe a little bit they pulled a little bit more and changed things up a little bit more in this. But I know that was a real
Mm-hmm.
thing going on where like white dudes were marrying Native American women because they have oil rights, and then these Native American women keep and just Native Americans in general in this whole area keep disappearing. De Niro is very involved in what's going on. None of this is spoilers at all. This is just what the movie is. And then the feds come into town to figure out what the hell's going on. And the feds are played by homie.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in a bunch of movies. We just yep, right there.
Jesse Pickman.
Well, yeah,
Yep,
we always talk about him. Yeah,
yep. He plays the
yeah, yeah.
feds.
Jesse
He's great.
Clement.
And then the lawyer is homie from Third Rock from the Sun, Nick T. We were talking about it the other day. Super great
John
actor.
Lithgow.
French
Yeah, John
Stewart.
Lithgow. John Lithgow plays.
French Stewart would also be great. I
Li-
would love that.
Lithgow plays the lawyer that's going up against De Niro. And of course, you're following. I'm mentioning all these side characters. You're following Leo the whole movie. You're following
Yeah,
Leo
yeah.
and his wife.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
So his uncle or whatever is De Niro. He comes back from the war, and then you're just following him as all this stuff unfolds, and you're kind of just
Yeah.
seeing it from his point of view. And then you're kind of like at the end of the movie, you're almost like, do you think Leo really like did the right, like, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, was that the right, like, I don't know. I don't know. Cause I haven't done research to see if I'm like Oppenheimer, like all this is true or how, whatever. It's cool. You know, it just, to me, it felt a little bit more like a show. Like they could have cut this up into a bunch of episodes and made it into like a 6-episode arc, diving in a little bit more with the backstories of some of the people you meet. But as a 3-hour movie, it's good. Just it's like, man, 3.5-hour movie is a long time to watch one movie.
Has he ever done a TV show?
I don't. He's probably produced. Maybe didn't he produce Boardwalk Empire? Am I wrong? Wasn't that a Martin Scorsese
That sounds kind of familiar.
joint?
Did I go past John Lithgow?
That 70s show?
See his name.
I'm not messing around. He's definitely in it. He plays the lawyer.
He's done a bunch of stuff. Like Pretend It's a City, Vinyl, The Blues, American Experience, bunch of documentary, American Masters,
Oh, he is. Yeah.
Drummer.
He's not like a huge role, Jerry. Like I said, you're just following. I just noticed him immediately when I was like, oh shit, John Lithgow's playing the lawyer. Like that's crazy because I really like him.
Yeah, haven't seen him in a while. I would have.
Yeah, for real.
Surprised he's alive. I wanted to see him.
But yeah, you're mainly just with Leo, the wife, and then the uncle, De Niro.
Yeah, yeah.
And De Niro's a creep in it. And De Niro does a good job as a creep because by the end you're like, I fucking hate De Niro. You know what I mean? Like you're like, dude, this dude sucks.
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
So if you got 3 hours and you want to watch a movie about white people taking advantage of Native Americans, that's what
That's
you
the
got
one.
right there. Yeah, and it's well done. It's Scorsese, of course. It's well done.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
3.5 hours.
I think I enjoyed this a little bit more than Oppenheimer. The first half of Oppenheimer, I still really like the second half of Oppenheimer, the little things, because there's a little bit more action in Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay.
Like there's a little like, there's a couple scenes where you're like,
More
oh,
motion.
yeah. There's a couple scenes where he does like, I don't want to say Tarantino-esque things, but like some people die in that movie periodically, and they actually like show it. And I don't really remember Scorsese being huge on that, but he definitely like shows it in this one, which is interesting. I'm sure it's a solid. It's a solid R. It's a solid R.
yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd give it a B.
That sounds fair.
The time, I hate to say it, the length is what got to me.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if I would have paused it and watched in sections or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. A bit more manageable.
I definitely want to see it. Like, yeah, I'll check it out at some point. I know for sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't
exactly.
seen
At
because
some
I never
point,
saw
I'll
The
pop that on.
Oh,
I'm so behind
it's
on
better than The
Scorsese.
Irishman. Better than The Irishman.
Okay,
Yeah,
100%.
I
okay.
don't think I'll see
I wouldn't recommend
The
The Irishman to
Irishman
you.
at this point.
That's kind of what I've heard.
Yeah.
Kind of what I've heard.
I'd say that was worth watching. If you guys are into it, I'd watch it. If you're trying to watch what's up for the Oscars, definitely worth watching because it's right up there with Oppenheimer, Barbie. You know, it's in that realm like for last year for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Mm-hmm.
they're doing a Gangs of New York show, and he's producing that.
Well, there you go, Jerry. Fucking Gangs
And
of New York.
Okay.
he's directing a Roosevelt movie.
Uh,
Wow.
I know the next one, Jerry, you're gonna click on is "Fool Me Once," which is the first I think was the first thing I watched of this new year because it was released in 2024, so it is playable, Nick D, for the Deloises for TV.
Hell yeah.
I didn't really like it.
You did or
I
didn't?
did not. No, it was all
Oh,
right.
okay.
It's a
Okay.
murder mystery, murder porn. There's a kind of a crazy twist ending that I don't know, Chair. If you're maybe gonna watch it, I won't get super into it. That did catch me off guard. Um,
Mm-mm.
but like,
We didn't finish the first episode.
this gentleman who wrote this must have a deal with Netflix. He's an author who's written a bunch of different books, and they've made a bunch of his different movies or his books into movies, or my bad, into TV series. And some of them aren't well, like one's in French, but they're dubbed in English. One's in
Hmm,
Polish. Like I don't know why, but Netflix bought all of this stuff and then made his show into different countries'
interesting.
shows. This one's English. I looked into it.
Interesting.
It's the author, not it's not. I
Yeah.
don't think he was. He's just credited as like based off characters by or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, that's the dude. This gentleman here, and he's American. And okay, that's the
That's
one thing.
such like a comic book name, Harlan Coben.
Okay, so here that's the one thing that bothered me. And I did Google this. There's no guns in England. And this show's all about
Oh,
like
and this is like a
the show's all about
gunfights?
like a gun that killed her
Oh,
husband and her sister. The same
yeah.
gun. And that's the mystery that you're trying to
Did she
follow
do it?
along with the whole entire show. I'm not gonna get into the super deets, Nick D, because like, there is a whole time where you do think it's her. Well, like I said, I'm not gonna get into the
Yeah.
super deets because they play on
Yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. You know what I mean? But the
Yeah,
thing that
yeah.
immediately bothered me about that is like they have. I didn't think they had like how did that work? Like the show seems like it would have fit better maybe here in the U.S. But I don't
Did
know.
they tell you where the gun comes from?
Yeah, you'll see. And she's ex-military, but I don't think just because you're ex-military you can have a gun. I don't know. That was the only thing that
Oh,
bothered me about the whole show. Was a big that was a
yeah,
big
yeah.
thing that bothered me about the whole show. So I can hear Oscar barking. Hey, 1 second.
Yeah, yeah, go grab 'em.
I gave. Let me give it a. It's a C. It's all right. Like
It's as good as Aquaman.
I was entertained, but by the end of it, I was like, God damn it! When it pays out, you're like, God damn it! Really? That's what I just watched. You know, it's one
Yeah.
of those where you're like, God damn it!
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it
Yeah,
was gonna be
yeah.
bigger. This little guy's just going nuts right here.
Yeah, I don't know. When Karina and I were watching it, there were times it just felt like the production changed from like normal to like Hallmark. It was
That's the
weird.
vibe I get from the posters and stuff. Like I feel like to me at times I'm like, well, it looks cheap. We're not, not cheap in like quality,
Yeah.
just cheap in like there's not a lot of money. Yeah.
At least like maybe it was reshoots and you can tell that it's like, oh, they didn't have the same budget for
Yeah.
that, but like there's definitely scenes that look super weird to where again we didn't even like finish, we didn't even get halfway quarter through.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, it just didn't seem that interesting, so we
Couldn't hook you.
we didn't continue.
It gets better, Jerry.
Huh.
But like I said, then the ending, I was like, you know.
And it's
Yeah.
just over. It's not coming back.
No, it's a one and done wrap up because it's based off a book.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why it's like
Oh, okay.
it's a cool little like if you're looking for like a one-off story arc, it's all right. It wraps itself
Yeah.
up with a nice little bow. All right, Eric Andres. I thought that when I put this on, turned on that HBO Max, it was like front thing. I thought it was like a special that he had done, but I think it's actually just like maybe the opening of his new season. Yeah, it's the sixth season. So I guess this is just a 30-minute episode. I think this show normally is 15 minutes because it's an Adult Swim show.
Mm,
It's a classic Eric Andres, but he's live in New York, Jerry. Um, Nothing special. I put it on the list just because I did watch it. It's available on HBO Max. If you like Eric Andres or you're a fan of the show, you'll enjoy this. The one thing I'll say is the thing with the Eric Andres show for me is it's the guest has to be someone I care about for it to be funny or whatever. And this was like
mm-hmm.
some rando I never see, some New York uh, icon. I don't remember the dude's name. Um, so it was kind of a whatever episode of Eric Andres. And he doesn't have Hannibal anymore. He's got a different dude as the
Hmm.
sidekick. It used to be Hannibal.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was really funny as Eric's sidekick. The new guy is kind of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's my review. Eric Andres.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, here we go, Nick D. We're finally on it. Uh, I wouldn't really recommend to watch this anyone. Um, it's just a,
No,
it's just a really bad
not
Star
good.
Wars.
Yeah, it is not good.
It's a really bad
And
Star Wars.
It's
I
4 episodes.
feel no, it's a movie.
I will say,
Oh,
Jerry,
it's a movie.
it's a movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought this was a show.
No, it's part.
Yeah,
It's well.
no, it's a
It's gonna be.
movie.
It's supposed to be. It's almost like it is a show though, Jerry, because they're already planning on making a bunch
Yeah,
of
I guess so.
installments. But
That's
we'll
so funny. For
we'll
some reason, I thought it was a show.
no. Well, it's part one. Supposedly part two comes out later this year. So I don't know what I
Okay.
don't know what it's like a weird in between movie and show. The vibe, to be honest,
Okay.
Nick T. Here's my opinion, Jer. Because the acting is very like Sci-Fi Channel, in my opinion, right? If this would have been a
Yeah,
show, it might have come across better than it being this big Star Wars like movie.
Interesting.
maybe I don't know because I just don't think the main character was interesting
The girl,
enough, or like, yeah, Cora, or that
the bad
she
guy's
just I
horrific.
just didn't care.
The
All
bad,
of it just wasn't done well. Like, again, visually it was kind of cool. Like, she looks cool, but again, I didn't really care about her story. Um these Yeah, I don't know. It's very just like they didn't do anything new or anything that differently than what's already there, to where it's kind of like, why did you even do this?
they introduced
I don't know.
a few new ideas, but at the same time, so much of it is clearly sampled, and the bad guy like he is just it's just a
Yeah.
Nazi. It's just Nazis,
Yeah.
and that's like it doesn't
Yeah.
work. It's just like, dude, you went too far that direction, Zack Snyder. I don't know what you were thinking with that one. Like, they just look
Too
like
far to where it's like it's
Nazis.
just lazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
It's
like
just
you
like,
just
what is
slapped a coat
this?
on a dude, made it green. I don't know. Yeah.
Everyone's white.
Yeah.
All the bad guys are
It
white.
just wasn't
Are there
good.
aliens? I don't know
Yeah,
if I've.
yeah.
Is it?
There's
I don't
aliens.
think I've.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's aliens. There's a
Yeah.
bunch.
Oh, okay.
They've been in the photos. They're just yeah. That guy's the main
Oh,
guy.
okay.
Like a no,
There's
but
like all the planets have aliens all around.
even when like
Okay.
yeah, and there's these weird horses that they like that I thought was interesting how they just used horses and put like a mask on them. But then like this whole thing right there with all those people, Jared, like that whole like tribe thing or whatever, they're all just non-human. They're like regular humans. Like the people that are really
Yeah.
talking, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just, dude. I'd give it a D.
Yeah.
I
It
won't
was
give it
not
an
good.
F only because there was a few little things that were like that's an interesting idea, and there was this one alien I liked that was like on a table, but then it was like attached to a person, and then it spoke through the creepy body. Do you remember that at all, Jer?
Uh no.
Okay, well, I like
This
that
was
one
stupid.
scene. That
This was
yeah, the
stupid.
birds are dumb. The bird bird slash
Griffin thing.
Griffin thing is stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't. It was
It's just
talked
not
up too
it.
much. I feel that's a big thing with his movies. Is he's always like, "This is the next big one," and it's like, dude, stop saying that, and it might come across a little bit better.
I agree with that. I agree with that. And I think he goes like this could have been better shorter. And there's a few scenes where the characters just
Yeah.
they eat up too much of the scenery. And it's like I mean this is no offense to any of these actors. Maybe they'll have great roles down the road. These actors weren't the
Is
people
that
to be
Sisu?
eating up these big scenes.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
doing it. They're
They're
not.
not pulling it off. And that kind of works in his disadvantage. And I think he should lean into quicker scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. There was some scene where someone, the two characters were talking. They like were having an argument. They stopped talking, and like the pause between like when they stopped talking and the scene ended, it seemed like it was just way too long, and like no one was doing anything. There's just like dead space as well. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know.
You
It's
know
the pacing, I guess.
when the weird English dude ends up screwing over the main chick and betrays her.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get to that point?
Mm-hmm. But I finished the movie. I
Okay.
watched it all.
That whole scene where he's explaining how he's like kind of like almost like telling her he's in like wants to bang her went on for
Mhm.
way too long. And then the next scene he betrays her.
Yeah.
And it was like that was so pointless and stupid. Why did we listen to them two talking and then the next time we see them and there's a couple it's right before this whole stupid thing that unfolds. Yeah, and the visuals just don't even like when he tries to show you something
Nah.
large, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't come across large. It looks bad. It's just like no.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
needs he needs to
exactly.
pull it back a bit. I still think Zack Snyder could do something cool, and that's why I'll continue to watch his films because he has made good things that I have liked in the past. Like Watchmen was fantastic. 300, I haven't gone back to visit it, but at the time was fantastic. You know,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna keep giving this dude a shot, but man, the last two have been
Not really
stinkers, dude.
getting it.
Army of the Dead 2.
Dude,
Hell yeah. Planet of the Dead. He's doubling down.
did you
Rebel
guys
Moon
watch that?
Part
Tripling
2.
down.
Did you watch it, Nikki?
No,
No,
you guys.
I like keep thinking about it, but yeah, you really are just like, dude, you and Max are both just
Yeah.
like, uh-uh.
Yeah.
That movie, that's the movie where I have now that's in my opinion, Justice League is not that bad. Like it's bad, but it's not horrific. This movie is where he really starts to fall apart because this movie is just absolute ridiculous trash. I'm telling, and I like freaking what's it, Batista.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
don't know. I want to see it now.
Hiroyuki, is it Hiroyuki Sanada? What's that guy's name? He's the best.
Okay, the Tig
He was just
character,
on screen. Yeah, yeah.
she plays the pilot. I heard. I don't know if this is confirmed. Maybe you could look in the trivia or something. That originally it was supposed to be Christus D'Elia,
Dalia.
and
Oh,
then
yeah.
yeah, and then
They
all the creepy
green
stuff came
screened
out
him
about
out,
him, and they green screened his ass out of there.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why I haven't seen it, but I've heard that's why every one of her scenes she's in like a doorway or something. Like she's conveniently in like a thing that she can be edited in, like it's all
Yeah.
Yeah. They're always
like
talking to
photography.
her, and like she's
Yeah,
typically by
yeah.
herself.
Well,
That's-
it makes sense though. She's the getaway driver. Like she's
Mhm.
flying the
Yeah.
helicopter. There was no real need to have her in it more.
I think Chris was on the ground though with them at one point. Like, and did she not get to do that?
I don't
She's
think
not in the
so.
lineup or whatever
Yeah.
at some
No.
point. Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know, Jared. What are you gonna give it? I gave it what a D. I felt like I feel like that's a fair score.
It's fine. D minus. Like, yeah, I don't know. It just is, yeah. It was the chore to get through. It was like, all right, I'm not gonna stop watching this, but like, wow, is this dragging out?
Is it 3 hours?
Yeah. 2
Two-
hours.
2 hours.
I thought it was
If-
longer. I thought it was
yeah.
like 2.5, 2:45, but it was, yeah, no. just again the pacing. It's just so slow, and it's like, dude, we know where this is going. Let's just get there faster.
I will watch part two though.
Yeah,
I,
you
Hell yeah.
said like I'm gonna do
I,
it, and
I'm
I
going
don't
to.
know, man.
I'm gonna
I
follow
Are
don't
you
through.
know.
more excited about part two of this, or more excited about part two of Planet of the Dead, or whatever it's called? What is it called?
This,
We just said it.
this is
Oh, okay.
this is better than that. That was F. This is a
Okay.
D. This is a
Okay.
D because at least it's space related, and there are some like some alien type
Yeah.
species going on that made it semi interesting. It's just it's such a blatant ripoff of Star Wars, which I know like
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this, you know, people always want to give Disney a hard time. Disney not taking Zack Snyder, smartest move they've made in a while, because this would not have been a good
Yeah.
Star Wars film. It would have been a bizarre Star
Yeah.
Wars film.
Yeah. If this was
Yeah.
like the vibe, that would, yeah, it'd be so weird if this was all
Yes.
Star Wars.
But like I don't know, whatever. Let's move past it. It's whatever. I don't want to even give it that much credit. Okay, so the creator, this was just like, you know, I watched this a while ago now. At this point, it in my mind, I think me and Nick D. I don't know if Nick D's gonna feel the same way as me. We kept seeing trailers for this for like a year. It felt like, and I was kind of like,
100%.
I was kind of really excited for it because it's like, oh, this is gonna be different but space,
Mm.
and it's cool. I think the trailer is really well edited, um, because the movie doesn't feel the same as that trailer made it feel like, in my opinion. The trailer seemed like it
That's
was going to
cool.
be more fast paced, this that, and the movie isn't really that. Um,
Yeah.
they do have some interesting concepts and stuff, and some cool visuals, and the planet looks cool, but it's a pretty generic storyline by the end of it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what's that Matt Damon one where he has the cyborg stuff on? We've talked about it on here before.
Elysium.
It's very similar to that by the end.
Okay.
Jerry, you watched this,
Those
right?
robots are very chappy and
Yeah.
Elysium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
saw
you.
this.
I mean, I'm gonna say something spoilery. If you remember Matt Damon, like he goes up onto that thing and then like sacrifices himself or whatever so that everyone can have medical stuff, and then the robots come down to Earth or whatever. It's kind of the same thing. What's his name? God, main
David.
actor. Is that his name?
David
David?
Washington.
David Washington. Okay, yeah. He does the same thing. He goes up onto the
John
spaceship
David Washington.
and he makes it to where everyone's cool on Earth. Same identical ending to the Matt Damon one. Different technology,
Mm-hmm. But same.
but same overall ending story arc. Ken
Is there a
Watanabe's in it.
Shyamalan twist?
No,
Hell yeah.
no, no
So it's not
Shyamalan
like at
twist.
the end he was a robot the whole time. It's not. It's not something like that. Like, oh, this wasn't even first.
No,
No, it's pretty straightforward.
it's very
of
straightforward.
What everything is and like where, like, yeah, I don't know. There's no,
There's a little bit of a
you could
twist, but it's
guess,
more towards the middle, Nick.
and you can kind of,
Okay.
I feel you could guess it, or it's not that
Mhm.
crazy when it happens. It's like, okay, that's fine, but like I'm not mind blown the way you maybe wanted.
Yeah.
Okay.
But a little bit of District 9
A little
vibe
District 9 vibe too.
in,
Totally.
Visually, it looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Now I think that's
I
why
enjoyed
it
it.
feels like District 9 is visually it has a little bit of that vibe.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I would definitely give it like a B. It's enjoyable.
And it's self-contained.
I saw it in
It does feel
theaters.
like the ending,
Yeah.
right? Like that's that.
Exactly. There's no need to keep doing more, whatever.
They
But
could,
yeah,
but
we
it would
saw
be
it in
really
theaters,
weird.
and it was cool.
Yeah, I'm sure in
Um,
theaters it was tight.
That's dope.
Yeah, it
Where
looks
did you watch
it
it,
looks
Shubes?
good. I watched it at home. It's on Hulu.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
we keep talking
Yeah,
about this.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
on Hulu. Like,
It's on Hulu. Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
Nick, I'd recommend it. Like if you're into sci-fi, it's 100% worth watching. If you're not huge on
Yeah,
the sci-fi,
yeah.
I don't want to sell it to you, like to other people, because like then like it's
it's not
not.
gonna necessarily. It's not gonna win you over. And
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I was wrong about
Yeah.
everything. It's just like, yeah, well, I could have guessed all this stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are plot holes in it that like I've read people talk about. And it's like, yeah, whatever. I don't care though. It's
Yeah,
It was fine.
I want to see
I
it.
didn't.
I want to. Yeah. What's it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, what's this guy doing next?
Um. Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, this didn't probably crush hard enough for
Um,
him to get greenlit immediately on something. Just throwing that out there.
yeah.
Like if this would have
Was
crushed
this the
the
movie
box
that
office.
had like a very low budget?
Yeah,
Like, isn't
yeah,
wasn't this the
yeah,
one that like yeah, like that's so cool.
yeah.
Good for him for
You kept
that.
talking about that for a while. You were like, oh, yeah, yeah. Remember? Uh, I mean,
Or 80 million.
yeah,
It.
that still
There
seems
was
kind of high.
something
Maybe
about
maybe
the
the estimate
way it
back in
was
the
done.
day was maybe the estimate back in the day was lower, and then now that they actually know that it
Maybe it was like visual effects they didn't spend a lot on or something.
Did I just go back to IMDb?
Yeah,
I meant to go
you
to.
did.
No, there was some movie I know that we were talking about that they spent like $80,000, $100,000 on it, whatever, and then they made like millions. I thought it
yeah.
was. Uh,
Oh, I hear Pico. Where's that show?
mm-hmm. It's Pico. Uh,
40 million. Creator. Oh, that's his gross.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know some people didn't really care for it, but oh well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to see it.
yeah. It's worth watching, Nick. I think you'll enjoy it. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what movie it was that we were talking about.
I thought maybe we
Yeah, I
were.
thought it was a sci-fi movie.
I thought it was this, and maybe we were wrong at the time and it changed. But it's up for 2 Oscars, sound and score, I think.
Right on.
Okay, we finally made
Is
it
it
to
this one?
this, and I've been waiting a long time to talk to you about this, Jer. Jer, you didn't like super love this movie, yeah?
I knew the ending before. Like I saw a little bit of the middle, then saw the ending, and kind of went back to watch the beginning. And
Like,
so it was
what
a
is
weird journey.
what is the ending?
Um, where they're looking for the little girl, like the Julia Roberts
Yeah,
and
and the other lady,
the other
yeah,
daughter, like are dealing with the deer, and then the boy, and then Mahershala and Ethan are
they
they went to go
go.
talk to Kevin Bacon,
He breaks them off.
and then it's like, yeah, and then that's where it ends. Like it just ends shortly around that time. Like it doesn't.
It just kind of ends, right?
Yeah, it just kind of
Do we the
ends.
daughter gets saved or no? I can't recall.
Just kind of ends. you
Yeah.
know.
I thought this movie, the vibe that they created with it was really interesting. Um,
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed it and the intensity that they were having with just the people without actually us seeing anything, which is kind of like Cabin in the Woods or that other movie you guys are talking about. This is totally in that category where it's like this new age, like it's the end of the world, and here's a group of people how they're dealing with it. I like the minute, and I mentioned this to Nick, and I'll just say it on air. Who cares? When uh, Ethan Hawke pulls through that and he sees the drone or whatever, that one shot I thought was so that whole Ethan Hawke when he leaves the house, he's like, I'm gonna go to town. That whole
Hmm.
storyline of how he's going to town, but he never makes it. He runs into that Mexican lady that's walking down the street and only speaks Spanish, and then he sees that
Yeah.
drone. And that whole little like scenario they created with him was so creepy. Because you're up to that point, you don't really know what's going on. You kind of have this weird vibe, and then once
Yeah.
he leaves, and then he comes back, and that's when it really kind of they start noticing other stuff, and Mahershala Ali has to like kind of start telling them what really is going on because he clearly knows more or
Yeah.
whatever. I thought it was interesting, dude. But you're right. The ending, I forgot. The ending kind of just does like it just kind of ends, huh?
And so again, like having gotten to the ending, because the ending is by far the most interesting part. When they actually start breaking everything down, it's kind of like, oh shit, if you did that a little bit earlier, and then I don't know. So then going back to watch the beginning, it's like, oh, not much is added. Like you said, they build the tension and sure this or that, but like I don't know. I had a weird watching experience to where again it's like, oh, it was cool,
Well, Julia
but
Roberts' character is bizarre.
um
She's just kind of being like a bitch for no reason, no in particular reason at all.
because I think, I think with her, it's as some review or whatever article read where they're just like, in the beginning of the movie, she says like, "Oh, I hate people." That it's just a thing of like, "Oh, this is somebody who isn't very social," and like you said, it's the end of the world, and you're now stuck with her. That it's like, yeah, she's being difficult for no real reason besides the stress of the end of the world, but it is like she definitely didn't make it any easier.
Yeah,
Um,
Hmm.
and she did a good job in me not liking her as a character.
yeah, yeah, totally. It just doesn't like part of you the whole time is like, lady, what's wrong with you? Do you not understand
It
there's
really
something
is
larger
a
at hand?
yeah, exactly. Like you're not
Yeah.
making this any better by picking fights with people, or again, at some point, it's like they each had an experience that they didn't fully tell the other adults. That it's like, guys, start sharing information, and you
Yeah,
might be able to figure this out a little bit
Yeah.
faster.
Classic horror movie. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a weird
Um.
vibe. Like it
That trope is
Yeah.
so annoying.
I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was a solid B. Personally, I thought the acting in it, all three of the major actors are do a fantastic. Everybody, even the kids, all the young lady, the little girl, and the middle aged son, um, they all are fantastic. And that's it. That's all you get in the movie.
Yeah.
And a
Mhm.
weird cameo from Kevin Bacon, and that's the whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
There's
it's one of
no.
those films, Nick, where you're like, it's a lot
You
of
got
just acting
Ethan Hawke and Kevin Bacon.
in a
Holy
in a
shit!
Hmm.
in a face off argument.
Hmm.
Wow. I mean, I feel like that alone just sold
Yeah, yeah,
Hawke and Bacon together at last,
yeah, in a face off. Yeah, yeah,
dude. That
yeah.
should be the poster.
It's oh, that scene too, dude. That I forgot about that scene where he goes to the neighbor's house, which was bizarre, dude. You remember that, Jerry?
Yeah.
That was also really bizarre. That I don't know,
Yeah.
this sets some tones, man.
Again, it's like I said, because I think, I gave it a C or whatever. That it's like, I stand by. But I do acknowledge that it's like, yeah, watching the second half to watch it from the beginning, it's like I'm already not gonna have the same experience. But again, it is
Yeah.
very like the stuff that happens along the way, and like when they get in the car, and then all the Teslas and stuff like
Oh
start showing up or
yeah,
whatever. Like there was
yeah.
cool stuff that
I
happens.
forgot about that scene.
Um,
That scene's also creepy.
um,
There's a couple payout scenes. That's the scene,
but I had
Nikki.
no idea what was actually going on until he explained it later. I was just like, what the fuck is happening? Um, yeah, it's
Well,
very
the
interesting.
sun thing too is never super explained how that all worked.
I think
That's the
they
one part I was like, they didn't like. I mean, and obviously the deer and the daughter and this whole room thing also leads you into this weird, also like horror vibe where the rest of the movie feels like a terrorist thing. And then there's a couple moments where they're almost trying to like throw you off the trail with like these weird side stories.
That I
somewhere
mean
I read.
that seems to be a theme of Knock at the Cabin and It Only Comes at Night. It's like the, everything can be explained, and then until there's these couple of things, until you're like, well, yeah, but what about X, Y, or Z? You know?
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Jared? That there is an explanation of the little girl?
Um, well, I mean, I imagine the little girl's gonna be fine. But like with the boy, like someone theorized there was something that. maybe Kevin Bacon someone said something, or like on a, if you like pause the TV and read the news or whatever, it like mentions uh I don't remember. But yeah, it's definitely not explicitly addressed. Um but yeah, it definitely was a thing, because they went to Long Island or whatever, to the Hamptons somewhere, to vacation, and they're like, oh, you don't want to go back to Brooklyn in the city or whatever, and it's like, oh man, we'd be screwed, because that like happened while we were here.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, I it felt like it didn't matter where you really went, you would be screwed.
well, Kevin Bacon, he seemed fine because he had like his bunker and his shotgun.
And he
And
was like
then
prepared.
Hopefully he was in Concord.
like again, I think some people, and again, yeah, I don't know. I think again, some people were fine because they had a heads up. Um, it was interesting. It's a definitely a good Netflix movie. I will
Yeah,
I
it's
will give
definitely a
them
good
that.
Netflix movie. Yeah,
I will give them that.
yeah, yeah. It's cool.
Oh yeah.
I give it a good B,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
solid B.
Nice, nice.
Is that our last one?
I'll see
Yeah,
it. I'll
it
see
was.
it.
All right. Well, I say we wrap it up. I was gonna say we are gonna do the Oscars. I'll change the title, but we could save that till next week. And that'll give us something next week, because
Okay.
we all built up a ton of movies right there. That was 3 weeks worth of movies.
Oh, and I didn't even I watched Puss in Boots on the plane. I don't know how I didn't.
How was that?
Oh,
It was supposed to be really
Good,
good.
man. These movies are good. I've seen them all. This one's funny. It's a good story. Got a lot of like fairy
Antonio
tale
Banderas.
characters.
Well, this is the spinoff of Shrek, right?
Um, yeah.
Any cameo?
Um, no, at least not
No,
Not
that I
Mike
noticed.
Myers.
No.
or
Mm-mm.
Eddie Murphy?
Um, nope, 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 nope.
Click on Mike
But it's
Myers.
good.
Did you know what I was thinking the other day? We're due for an fourth Austin Powers movie.
No, they're
That
making they're making the
I'm
fourth.
calling it now.
No, they're doing Shrek. They already announced it.
Austin Powers is coming though.
Five or
It's gonna
whatever.
happen at some point. Like I can feel it. Like it's been long enough where that's gonna come back.
Yeah, I think they're doing Shrek 5 right now. But you're right, because Shrek 5 comes out, maybe
Yeah,
I think it's that first. Well,
I don't know.
Shrek 5. Shreks.
You think he's just gonna surprise us with one?
I don't.
I do.
I don't think it would work now. I think that I don't
I
know.
think I would
Rumored.
rumored, rumored. Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see it happening. It'd be cool, but I
Jay
just
Roach. Did he do the other ones?
yeah, he did the original 97. Wow.
I don't know any of those other movies.
Yeah, I don't see it, Nick. No offense, but I just if they did it, I wouldn't. I'd also not be surprised because you're right. But I just can't see that hitting the same that it did before. Because even the last one, like Goldmember, like even at that point was like, this is an '02. Am I wrong? Like it already felt like, oh, this has gone on enough.
It wore out its welcome pretty quick. Like, cause it just was everywhere
Yeah,
for a minute. Like that, it was so successful that it killed itself. You know,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
it
Um,
crossed over from being like the hit thing to being annoying so fast.
I mean, those first two are
yeah.
really good though.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and I even like Goldmember. Yeah,
Goldmember's all right.
like
Yeah, Goldmember's all right.
yeah, like
I've
they're
watched that
just
one the least,
they're
so it's like
stupid
I don't know.
comedies.
What, the campaign?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Dinner with the
No, no,
Smokes was a
no.
letdown.
The Gold Member. I haven't
What
watched Gold
was?
Member in a while.
Oh, Jennifer Schmucks. Yeah.
He did beat this.
That's what I've heard. I've never seen it.
It's not a horrible
I
movie. It's
I
just
saw
not
it.
great. I think I have it, Jer. You can
It's
borrow it.
I feel like it's just like dark and weird. Like
Hmm.
it's like actually kind of want to watch it again because
Yeah.
it's like it's just not what like I thought it was
I
gonna
think I've
be.
seen the original.
You thought it was going to be this huge comedy, and it's like this like total different
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
The campaign was great.
Yeah.
I think I saw Bombshell. Isn't that the one about the radio?
Bombshell looks familiar, but
Isn't
I
that the
don't
one
know if I
about? Yeah, I saw this.
seen
This
it.
was
TV
this
or
was up for Oscars
something.
and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
that, yeah.
yeah.
Fox.
This was a big deal when it came out.
Hmm.
Nicole Kidman, Margot Robbie. Yeah, yeah. This movie was good.
Hmm. I've been saying this for years at this point. I just want to see Tanya.
Mm.
I never saw Tanya.
Mm. I want to see this Atomic Blonde, but it's not streaming anywhere.
Yeah, I think I wanted to see that as
Atomic
well,
Blonde is
Jer.
so sick. Yeah, I've got it.
I should
I can
watch it.
send it to you.
I'll watch it. No, let me watch it first, Nick. I'll come over one day.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll check it out, and then you can send it.
They've said that both her and Keanu are open to doing a movie together, having Wick and this be in the same universe because it's the same director, I think. And so they're just
Huh.
like, yeah, fuck it, put them both in a movie, have it be the same universe.
That'd be interesting.
Killer soundtrack, killer '80s soundtrack, great cinematography, mashing around Germany. It's awesome, great.
Oh yeah, John Wick.
Yon Week.
Oh, he did Bullet Train. I didn't really like that.
Mhm.
Oh, he's doing the Fall Guy movie. That movie looks decent though. It's
Yeah.
with
Deadpool 2.
with my guy Ryan Gosling.
Is this like the video game Fall Guy?
No.
You know it, dude. You
He-
know it.
He's a stuntman. Emily Blunt is a movie director. She's
And they're in a big race. It's like
they
they got to
used to
get to the end
bang.
and
No,
crush it.
no, not at all. Not at all. They used to bang. She gets kidnapped. He's got to save her. Even though he's just a stuntman, now he's got to be an actual action superhero. It's kind of like that
Okay,
movie.
classic. With Brad Pitt and
Yeah,
or
dude,
Channing
and
Tatum or
Shaden
whatever.
Tatum with Sandra Bullock,
Yeah, where he's like, yeah,
Which is
he's
kind of
the
like that
cover
Argyle
to the
movie.
book.
which is totally that Argyle movie as well. Nick D, they're all the same,
Yeah.
dude. All three of those movies:
Yeah,
Argyle, Fall
yeah.
Guys, and whatever that one with Sandra Bullock was called.
This Argyle movie.
Yeah, that Argyle movie is exactly the same thing we're talking
Only
about.
only in this one it's
I see.
flipped where like there's the story that's
It's actually
Cavill
happening.
and
Yeah,
Sam with it. Yeah, like
and it's
but it's the same thing.
Ron
yeah.
Howard's daughter is the one that's writing the book, and then Sam Rockwell's an actual spy, and she's writing a book, but
Dua Lipa.
whatever she's
Yeah.
writing about is actually happening. So now Sam Rockwell has to protect her from Samuel L. Jackson and Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston, I think, is the ultimate bad guy. And then in her book that she's writing, John Cena and somebody else, Henry Cavill and John Cena play the actual heroes in her book.
Yeah.
We've seen the trailer. Me and Nick D have seen the trailer like
another
2
one
or
of
3
those-
times. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, like this is the new you're gonna see it's like the new Kingsman. This is the guy who did the Kingsman.
Yeah.
Where you're gonna see that third Kingsman trailer for just a year.
Well, no,
and a half.
it's out right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
This is out? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I think last
Not
no
yet.
no not yet.
Not,
February
like,
2nd, 2
not
weeks.
nationwide or whatever.
Yeah, okay, 2 weeks.
Are you gonna get one of those cat backpacks, Jer?
Hell yeah,
Maybe.
Jer. Yeah. Get one of the cat backpacks.
Oh yeah.
We actually
yeah.
saw a cat backpack today when we went to the pet store. I was super juiced.
Wow.
I went to the pet store as well.
Yeah.
I got
I don't know if our cats
Oh.
would like it.
I got Oscar a little harnessed because when you walk him,
Oh,
Fuck
for the
yeah,
public,
dude.
he tries to do the turnaround thing where he turns around and then tries to
Yeah.
pull his head out of his collar. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like a traditional thing
Yeah.
dogs will do to you. So we got him like the stomach
yeah.
harness where he puts his arms in and then he's harnessed in. So then you attach to the
Yeah,
back
yeah.
of him. That way he can't Can't escape.
The pig is one of those. Yeah.
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 Yeah, took the little
Sure
guy
do.
into the store. It was like his first time out and about. He struggled the whole
Hell
entire
yeah.
time. He just
Trying to do his own
Just
thing.
wild. He wanted
just
to get all those
wiggling
treats. Yeah.
people because everyone walks by, they stare at him, they go, oh, everybody goes, oh, what a cute little puppy, and you're like, yeah, he's a cute little puppy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
Oscar's
Yeah.
like trying to get out of my arm the whole time, so I'm like doing this,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
calm down, little buddy, you're all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
The lady at the pet store gave him a treat,
Amputate. Hell yeah.
and they were juiced off of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you go to by Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
You should get you should talk to them about getting Oscar's picture up on.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look into
Yeah.
that. I'll look into that.
Red's up there. You know what I mean? They should, you should put Oscar right up next to Red.
Oh yeah. I worry about little Oscar though.
Yeah.
He's so tiny. You see other
Yeah.
dogs, like when we were in there, you're like, I don't want, if any other dog gets near this little guy, I'll kick him right in the face,
Yeah, I stopped doing exactly. I stopped doing that. I hate bringing dogs into stuff like that. It's not worth it.
The thing
Like
is that
you got to do the shots. I hate getting in line. Like, oh my god, I hate that.
moms went there and tried to get him a vest, but she got the wrong one. And then she's like, hey, like, you got to take him with you and make sure it fits.
Yeah.
So that was a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I was in like the aisle, like trying to rustle Oscar into like trying him on.
Yeah. Stressful. That's a two-man job. You want someone there with. Like, yeah.
Well, he just wants to smell. Everything's still new to him. Still new.
Yeah.
Adorable little guy. All right. Well, enough of my stupid dog story and Jerry's wonderful cat story. You should totally get a cat backpack. That would be hilarious.
That'd be pretty cool.
We will call it a wrap tonight, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Addie, Sadizzle, and we will be back next week, or we'll do the Oscar reviewee, and possibly Sadu will be on, or I don't know if that's the week following. I don't know when the Super Bowl.
Hell yeah.
When's the Super Bowl?
February 11th.
And what is? So let's look real quick at a calendar.
It'd be the 5th or 4th, February 5th or 4th, something like that, or 8th. I don't know.
It would be the 5th. 5th or it'd be the 5th. Okay, so it would either be the 5th or the 29th we'd have Sadu on, or the 5th or the 30th. My bad. And today's the 6th.
Hell yeah.
Today's the 23rd. Oh, okay. So it would.
24th.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk to Sadu. No, today's 23rd. Oh, 24th for you, Jared, because you're already, fuck off.
I've got I've got one of those chips if he wants to eat it.
What? Who?
Sadu.
He's not coming out. He's going to be virtual with us. I mean,
We'll mail it to him.
Drop
Sadu
it
will
off.
mail it.
Austin. God, we got to. I'll talk to Austin. After our Super Bowl episode, that's our next thing on the list. After the Super Bowl episode, we got to get Austin to do that. All right. Well,
That could be the halftime show. We should sign on during the halftime show and he eats the chip while watching Katy Perry or whatever it is.
but then Nick G's always got these big ideas. Like, that's not gonna happen. I don't even know what Austin's doing for the Super Bowl, and I'm also like, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna sign him up to do that. That's interesting. Nick, that is hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we could do it the Saturday before the Super Bowl or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we're kidding, Austin. I'm not. Yeah, we're kidding. We're not gonna do that. But that would be so fun.
All right. Until next week, guys. Thanks for watching.
Later, guys. Thanks for coming out, guys.
Peace.